Yes.
Horrific.
Yes.
Absolutely horrific.
And Canada was like, dude, the hell?
Like, all right, I'll let it go the first time. There's another one. I'll let it go. You're going to call that on for strike 3. A breaking ball 6 inches above the top of the zone.
Dude, the hell.
Dude, the hell.
Yep. But the moment we've been waiting for is upon us. Ryan Vilade is getting called up. You know, you look into everybody that the Tigers have in their system. They're sending down Parker Meadows with his minuscule batting average and his great defense, and they're hoping he's going to get something right. And Valade is getting called up. He's a contact hitter. He showed some power. He had 12 home runs as a lug nut back in 2019. He's a 25-year-old. He's been passed around a number of organizations, and he's hitting .333 with a .398 on-base percentage, 3 home runs and 8 doubles down in Toledo. And he's played 3 infield spots and 3 outfield spots, the bulk of his innings coming in center field. Wenzel Perez, who's been sick, looked like he was going to take some innings in center field, but he should be back now. And so Valade's getting the call up, but not Baddoo. Now, they did apparently have a spot on the 40-man, so they don't have to have a corresponding move. Do you think it's even remotely interesting that it's not Akil Baddoo? Or is this just so?
No, well,
because I feel like what they're doing here is Valade's not expected to be a solution. The solution is Parker Meadows, go get your swing right.
Well, when I was preparing for the show this morning, I started writing my notes because you'll notice in my notes it's like the last note is the Valade thing because I didn't know as I'm preparing for it until I saw the story. I'm like, oh, well, this happened. So I would have thought that it would have been Malloy or Baddoo that gets the call up because they've both been playing pretty well. I'd forgotten that Valade was hitting well over 300 at this point. But, those guys feels like they played the whole season so far and they've, they don't have the versatility that Valade does. I didn't realize Valade had played that many positions either. Mm-hmm. So I guess it does. I'm not disappointed, once you do the further dive into it, like, oh, okay, this guy, give him his chance. He's only had 6 at-bats in his major league career. He's 0 for 6 with a strikeout and a walk. And, okay, there's a lot to project with him that they like. He does have, they think, above-average power, but he's starting to lift the ball more than what he had prior, and the balls that he hits are carrying further and getting out of the ballpark now. And he's got some speed. I think he's 8 of 9 in stealing bases, and the versatility to play second, third, and any outfield position, that helps too. So it does make sense. It makes a ton of sense from the standpoint for Parker Meadows, because when you're not even hitting 100, this just in. That's not good. No. And if you're not going to be able to catch up to any fastball, and his fastball approach, I guess, has been horrible this year, then you better go back and figure it out. And, it was interesting on the broadcast last night, on the FS1 broadcast, they were talking about how difficult it is to get to the major leagues now as a hitter, because the pitching is so much more advanced than the hitting is. And the numbers bear it out over the last few years. You see that how the offense has dropped, and batting average and OPS, all those numbers have dropped, but the pitching numbers are getting better because more and more pitchers are able to throw more pitches, and their velocity is ridiculous now. So you take all that into consideration. If you can't hit a fastball, then you're just not going to play in the majors. I mean, for a lot of people, it's trouble with the curve, but if it's trouble with the fastball, it's a timing issue, and you better figure it out.
Well, Tigers did lose last night 2-1. Riley Green, that leadoff home run, and then squat offensively. They left 9 or 10 guys on base. Jack Flaherty, pretty good again. 6 innings pitched, 6 strikeouts, 2 earned runs. Jose Ramirez turned on a 94-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball in the inside corner and yanked out, talked it fair as it banged off the foul pole. Joey Wentz, 2 innings pitched, faced 7, struck out 4. Tonight, it's Maeda versus Logan Allen. The Spencer Torkelson conversation, he dominated the conversation yesterday. Is there any other big disappointments this year, or is everything else kind of minor, relatively speaking?
I think maybe a little more than minor, the Meadows start, because he had those few weeks last year where he was a lot of fun to watch. And then he started the season this year with a triple. And then has done very little since. I think Colt Keith has been a disappointment. Being able to, the one thing he could do last year for sure was hit. What we weren't sure about it was going to be able to find a position to put him at, and they put him at second base, and they said he's going to make he's more than likely going to make the team out of spring training. They gave him the contract already, and he's hitting $158 on the season with a 178 slugging percentage. He's got 2 extra base hits. It's just, I think that's disappointing. I don't even know if Javi Baez is disappointing.
I don't know anymore either. It's what we expect.
Nobody has any expectations anymore, and yet it should be damn disappointing because he's done nothing. He had a base hit last night, but he's hitting 180. I mean, I think there's Torque's story, and then the 3 other guys that just have done nothing behind him.